Okay, let me grab out some cards and see what the universe has to say today. Let's see what I can find here. I'm going to use the Let's see, what does the universe want us to talk about today? What is it? Sacredness. Let's see what else we get. Balance. And let's pull one more card and see what we get. Good for placing shuffle them. What is the talk this morning going to be on? Sacredness, balance, and what's our last card? King of Swords. Okay. Is that it's a bat. We got a crow and a bat and an owl. Okay, crow and a bat and an owl. I do like these cards. The light seers. I just like the images on this one. It's really a fun deck. So what we have is sacredness, balance, and King of Swords. So what does all this mean? Okay, you might be on a righteous hunt, okay, and you think that whatever you're doing is for the best of humanity, okay, but don't get too caught up in what you're doing. Yeah, you want to fight for humanity, you want to do your cause, but don't think the ends justify the means, okay? You have to look deeper, you have to look and see what's there. I like the bat and the owl. You know, you have to go look in the darkness to see what's actually all there. And then you go forward, and you know you have to fight your way through sometimes, but you also have to have balance and do it in a sacred manner, you know. And this is something that I talked about again, and I use Nietzsche's thing quite often because he's so out of balance, and that their people think the ends justify the means. Okay, they'll go after somebody. If you say anything against Nietzsche, they'll try to ruin you, your reputation, whatever they can do. They'll curse at you. I mean, they do the nastiest things. So that has nothing to do with sacredness. Again, if you are, looking at these places and it's a cult, they've left sacredness behind. They may be saying, I'm doing it for my guru or doing it for the leader, that we have to protect them, etc. But it's not in balance. And when you see these things are off balance, no genuine spiritual path would allow people to go out and be heinous like that. That's not a spiritual path. That's a cult. So if you're in a place like you had Osho, and then they're going to go poison people, and they're sitting there with armed guards, again, that is not a place of sacredness. That is a cult, plain and simple. So if you see whatever it is, you have a leader there that you're following, and you see they're not in balance, that things, start off sounding okay, but then you start getting in deeper and you see that balance is getting crazy. Okay, if you're feeling that, it's time to leave. Okay, it's time to leave. Get the heck out of there while you can and find a place that is sacred, that does go towards sacredness, okay? Sacredness does not go out and try to ruin somebody. It doesn't go out there and have to, you know, sit there with guns and all of this stuff, making a compound, where you're locked in. Another thing that happened with Nietzsche and other people, they can't leave. Okay? You have to get special permission to leave. They won't open the doors. They have to sneak. They have to find a way to con their way to get out of there once they're in there. So again, there is no balance to that. Again, if you think you're in a sacred mission, okay, you're going to write things, you're going to write the world. Again, you have to always look deeper. What is your motivation for things? Keep things in balance when you're on a sacred path. Some of the dangers of it are you get these ones that they've done meditation and they've maybe gotten some depth. But if they come out and they wrap it around ego, again, it can get skewed and get off balance. Okay? They may seem like they have a lot of power. Okay? They may talk of sacred things, but if it's not in balance, again, something is off. You see ones that they want to do the spiritual path. And then they get to one point and you can see the oneness of stuff. Oneness is not Advaita, okay? Let me be clear with that. Oneness is not Advaita. Oneness is sort of like one, but it's not really one. Okay, everything is connected. It's not come where everything is dismantled into that singular is. So there is still that duality there, although that one has this aha moment or this, first expansion where you can see that everything's connected. Okay, that's not the same as Advaita. Okay. So again, people can have very deep spiritual experiences, but then they come out of it. They're maybe in a samadhi, where things kind of fall away, but then they come out of it and the mind starts up again. And once the mind starts up again, they start wrapping it around an ego frame. And then whatever they saw becomes dualistic. They want to wrap it around a dualistic thing, even though they may try to talk in Advaitic terms. Okay, it has become skewed, and that's not enlightenment. There are a lot of those that will say it's enlightenment. Well, I come out of it, the mind's still going, but I just ignore it. I just put it on. No, that's That's not enlightenment then. If the mind is still going, then you're still creating an ego form. And I don't care how much experiences you've had, and you can talk about it, but you are not free yet. You're still, there's still further to go. Okay. And this you can read about in the Ramana's favorite book, his favorite text, which was Tripura Rahasya. You can read in there about the different levels and layers of enlightenment. There are those that have those experiences, but they come back, the mind starts up again, and then they wrap it around ego, and that's, even though they can speak of it, they're really not free. They can talk about it. They've had an experience, but the mind has not stilled. True enlightenment, when one has completed, the mind is in stillness. There is no generating mind spin any longer that takes place. If you still have generating mind spin that's taking place, so occluding things, then that's not full enlightenment yet. Okay, yes, maybe you've had deep samadhi experiences, but again, when people have those deep experiences and then things kind of fall away, they come back and have this, what they call, they'll say, oh, insight. Well, an insight is a mental. It's not that things have all deconstructed. It's a mental, like an aha moment. Suddenly you get it. You understand it. You have an intellectualized understanding of it. Okay. Not the same thing as direct consciousness that has blown out the mental spin, ideations, etc. So there are different levels and layers. If you want to understand it, read the Tripura Rahasya, and that will give you a little bit more understanding of, and that's the only text I know of that really goes into the levels and layers of enlightenment, what it is, what it's not, what's moksha. Again, you may have had a deep experience, be able to talk about it, but not have moksha, not be, moksha is being free, being freed up. Okay. And the only thing one needs to be freed up from is not the experience of, of the physicality that one experiences on this plane. What one needs to be freed up from is the mental connection of body and thinking that one is this transient, temporary thing, and that's all one has. Okay, that's what one needs to be free of. Okay. And when once one is free of that, then it becomes the play of God. You are no longer in the suffering persona that has dismantled into that divine is, that consciousness of that divine is. Okay. So I'm going to leave this here, and I will see you online. I hope somebody's gotten something from this today, whichever level and layer of it you go to. Okay, they just had a new thing. Americans evacuating Wuhan, China. This says if you are in the U.S. and you're living in those areas of China, get out now because of the coronavirus. I think when people are coming back, they should be maybe quarantined for a short time or have some tests to make sure that they don't have that and they're not bringing it back in here to cause more problems. So we'll have to maybe keep a watch on that. Like I said, when you do the reading the cards, you read it in that moment, and things can shift. So that reading can totally change 180 degrees 3 or 4 days down the road. So let's see what happens with that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the thing I just put up, the Oriental Dance Old and New. Kind of a fun thing. Yeah, that was fun putting together this morning. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's kind of a little Chinese, but then it has that underlying depth of more of maybe Arabic sort of a little bit flavor to it. Chinese, Arabic, you have that kind of a little crossover thing going with it. And then we have brought in with the new rhythms and things, this Latin rhythms and this other, so it's really a blend of the old and the new. So let me know what you think of it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and have a great day. Oh, I have something on its way. It's supposed to show up Monday. It's an electronic instrument that I should be able to play, like what I wanted to buy, that Chinese instrument that I want to get, which is huge. This instrument that's coming, and some of the music I just did the other day are they are apps. One is the Pippa Extreme app. Let me see if we can get this. So there you have the one. That's one, but it actually sounds, and there are different tunings you can have on this, which is good. And then they have the other one that's like the koto. Let's see if I can do it. It's hard to do it backwards. So I can get it to bend notes, although when you're recording it on here, it won't pick up the bent notes. See, you have to play it on this side. So anyway, it's just interesting. It's an electronic version of, oh no, this isn't the, no, this is the koto. This is the koto. Yeah, Koto Connect. So anyway, yeah, on a real koto, you can bend the notes easier than you can on this. But anyway, I'm enjoying doing some of the Chinese instruments. And with that new electronic instrument thing that's coming, there are so many things you can do with it. So I'm hoping to be able to incorporate that with the Native American flute and bring forward, again, a little bit something different. But you can play everything on that. It's got strings, violin, it's got cello, it's got all sorts of things, piano, all sorts of instruments you can play on this keyboard. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait till it gets here. Anyway, that's supposed to show up Monday sometime. And I'll be off on some new musical adventures. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you're enjoying the musical adventures or if you're just kind of, you know, I put up with it, okay? Anyway. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great day. Again, if there's a reading you want to see done, please let me know, or a topic you'd like to see discussed, let me know on that as well. And let's see, what else is, oh, today they're supposed to be delivering my meat that I ordered. And we'll see. I'm just hoping I have enough room in my little freezer is only this big, you know. I mean, how much can you stuff in there? And when you order from this company, it's all grass-fed, grass-finished beef, and then the chicken, you can order it from this place, and it's organic, pasture, everything. But again, I found out that I can't eat the chicken breast. The organic pasture, I wanted to get it so I could do it raw, but I can't do the raw because it's just got too much niacin in it, and I had an immediate reaction. Not that the chicken was bad. It wasn't I was getting poisoned or getting salmonella or something, although at first you're going, what the heck? But I mean, immediately was almost like I was going to pass out, and I did some research and found out that it has a very, very high level of niacin. And I am very, very sensitive to, I can't take things with niacin in it. If I take a niacin pill, I am just red rash everywhere and just miserable. Yeah, can't do that. So anyway, I think the boys are going to have some very expensive chicken. They're going to be very happy. They can have it raw. They're fine with it, but anyway, they'll be happy boys. I'll just put it that way. I'll eat the beef and the chicken heart and that kind of stuff I can have. I do try to eat some of the organ meat, a lot of liver. I've been doing a lot of liver lately because of the anemia thing. Um, yeah, it's still going on. It can take quite a while to build back up from that. So I'm still working on that. Anyway, it's getting better, slowly by slowly. Um, and as far as the house, no bites yet, nothing. So I don't know how long I'm going to be living in here in my little. I mean, this is tinier than a tiny house. I mean, let's face it. I've got. Let's see. It's like a foot and a half that I have here of space that you can stand up in, and yeah, I don't know. What do I have here? Maybe 25 square feet, if that. 15 square feet that I'm living in. Something ridiculous like that. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I may have to go to a mall or something so I can get some exercise because I'm sitting in here all day for a couple months. I've got to get out and get some exercise, so I got to figure out something. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. I think today I need to go and find a place and have the oil changed. Maybe I'll do that today. Just in case I decide I want to go somewhere, it's time for the oil change. So maybe I'll do that. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you online. Aho.